بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
Yasin.
Yasin. For fuller explanation of its meanings, please consult Abdullah Yusuf Ali's translation and commentary.
والقرآن الحكيم.
By the Qur'an full of wisdom,
إنك لمن المرسلين.
thou art indeed one of the messengers,
على صراط مستقيم.
on a straight way.
تنزيل العزيز الرحيم.
It is a revelation sent down by Him, the exalted in might, most merciful.
لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون.
In order that thou mayest admonish a people whose fathers had received no admonition, and who therefore remain heedless of the signs of Allah.
لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون.
The word is proved true against the greater part of them, for they do not believe.
إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون.
We have put yokes round their necks, right up to their chins, so that their heads are forced up and they cannot see.
وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون.
And we have put a bar in front of them and a bar behind them, and further we have covered them up so that they cannot see.
وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون.
It is the same to them whether thou admonish them or thou do not admonish them. They will not believe.
إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم.
Thou canst but admonish such a one as follows the message and fears the Lord most gracious, unseen. Give such a one, therefore, good tidings of forgiveness and a reward most generous.
إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم.
Verily, we shall give life to the dead, and we record that which they sent before, and that which they leave behind.
وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين.
And of all things have we taken account in a clear book of evidence.
واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون.
Set forth to them by way of a parable the story of the companions of the city. Behold, there came messengers to it.
إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا.
When we first sent to them two messengers, they rejected them, but we strengthened them with a third. They said,
فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون.
They said, truly, we have been sent on a mission to you.
قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون.
The people said, ye are only men like ourselves, and Allah most gracious sends no sort of revelation. Ye do nothing but lie.
قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون.
They said, our Lord doth know that we have been sent on a mission to you.
وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين.
And our duty is only to proclaim the clear message.
قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم.
The people said, for us we augur an evil omen from you. If ye desist not, we will certainly stone you, and a grievous punishment indeed will be inflicted on you by us.
وَلَيَمَسَّنَّكُم مِّنَّا عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ.
And a grievous punishment indeed will be inflicted on you by us.
قَالُوا طَائِرُكُم مَّعَكُمْ.
They said, your evil omens are with yourselves.
أَإِن ذُكِّرْتُمْ.
Deem ye this an evil omen? If ye are admonished,
بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ.
nay, but ye are a people transgressing all bounds.
وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين.
Then they came running from the farthest part of the city, a man, saying, O my people, obey the messengers.
اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون.
Obey those who ask no reward of you for themselves and who have themselves received guidance.
وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون.
It would not be reasonable in me if I did not serve him who created me and to whom ye shall all be brought back.
أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم.
Shall I take other gods besides him? If Allah most gracious should intend some adversity for me, of no use whatever will be the intercession for me.
إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون.
If Allah most gracious should intend some adversity for me, of no use whatever will be the intercession for me, nor can they deliver me.
إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين.
I would indeed, if I were to do so, be in manifest error.
إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون.
For me, I have faith in the Lord of you all. Listen, then to me.
قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون.
It was said, enter thou the garden. He said, ah, me, would that my people knew what I know.
بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين.
For that my Lord has granted me forgiveness and has enrolled me among those held in honor.
وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين.
And we sent not down against his people after him any host from heaven, nor was it needful for us so to do.
إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون.
It was no more than a single mighty blast, and behold, they were like ashes, quenched and silent.
يا حسرة على العباد.
Ah, alas for my servants.
ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون.
There comes not a messenger to them, but they mock him.
ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون.
See they not how many generations before them we destroyed? Not to them will they return.
وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون.
But each one of them, all will be brought before us for judgment.
وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون.
A sign for them is the earth that is dead. We do give it life and produce grain therefrom, of which ye do eat.
وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون.
And we produce therein orchards with date palms and vines, and we cause springs to gush forth therein.
ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون.
That they may enjoy the fruits of this artistry. It was not their hands that made this. Will they not then give thanks?
سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون.
Glory to Allah, who created in pairs of all things that the earth produces, as well as their own humankind and other things of which they have no knowledge.
وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون.
And a sign for them is the night. We withdraw there from the day, and behold, they are plunged in darkness.
والشمس تجري لمستقر لها.
And the sun runs its course for a period determined for it.
ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم.
That is the decree of Him, the exalted in might, the all-knowing.
والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم.
And the moon, we have measured for it mansions to traverse, till it returns like the old and withered lower part of a date stalk.
لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار.
It is not permitted to the sun to catch up to the moon, nor can the night outstrip the day.
وكل في فلك يسبحون.
Each just swims along in its own orbit according to law.
وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون.
And a sign for them is that we bore the race through the flood in the loaded ark.
وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون.
And we have created for them similar vessels on which they ride.
وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون.
If it were our will, we could drown them. Then would there be no helper to hear their cry, nor could they be delivered.
إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين.
Except by way of mercy from us, and by way of worldly convenience to serve them for a time.
وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون.
Then they are told, fear ye that which is before you, and that which will be after you, in order that ye may receive mercy. They turn back.
وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين.
Not a sign come to them from among the signs of their Lord, but they turn away therefrom.
وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا.
And when they are told, spend ye of the bounties with which Allah has provided you, the unbelievers say,
قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين.
The unbelievers say to those who believe, shall we then feed those whom, if Allah had so willed, He would have fed Himself? Ye are in nothing but manifest error.
ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين.
Further, they say, when will this promise come to pass? If what ye say is true,
ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون.
they will not have to wait for aught but a single blast. It will seize them while they are yet disputing among themselves.
فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون.
No chance will they then have by will to dispose of their affairs, nor to return to their own people.
ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون.
The trumpet shall be sounded, when behold from the sepulchres men will rush forth to the Lord.
قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا.
They will say, ah, Woe unto us, who hath raised us up from our beds of repose.
هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون.
The voice will say, this is what Allah most gracious had promised, and true was the word of the messengers.
إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون.
It will be no more than a single blast, when lo, they will all be brought up before us.
فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون.
Then on that day, not a soul will be wronged in the least, and ye shall but be repaid the meeds of your past deeds.
إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون.
Verily, the companions of the garden shall that day have joy in all that they do.
هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون.
They and their associates will be in groves of cool shade, reclining on thrones of dignity.
لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون.
Every fruit, enjoyment will be there for them. They shall have whatever they call for.
سلام قولا من رب رحيم.
Peace, a word of salutation from a Lord most merciful.
وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون.
And O ye in sin, get ye apart this day.
ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين.
Did I not enjoin on you, O ye children of Adam, that ye should not worship Satan, for that he was to you an enemy avowed,
وأن اعبدوني
and that ye should worship me?
هذا صراط مستقيم.
For that this was the straight way.
ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون.
But he did lead astray a great multitude of you. Did ye not then understand?
هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون.
This is the hell of which ye were repeatedly warned.
اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون.
Embrace ye the fire this day, for that ye persistently rejected truth.
اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم.
That day shall we set a seal on their mouths, but their hands will speak to us.
وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون.
But their hands will speak to us, and their feet bear witness to all that they did.
ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون.
If it had been our will, we could surely have blotted out their eyes. Then should they have run about groping for the path. But how could they have seen?
وَلَوْ نَشَاءُ لَمَسَخْنَاهُمْ عَلَى مَكَانَتِهِمْ فَمَا اسْتَطَاعُوا مُضِيًّا وَلَا يَرْجِعُونَ.
If it had been our will, we could have transformed them to remain in their places. Then should they have been unable to move about, nor could they have returned after error.
وَمَن نُّعَمِّرْهُ نُنَكِّسْهُ فِي الْخَلْقِ.
If we grant long life to any, we cause him to be reversed in nature.
أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ.
Will they not then understand?
وَمَا عَلَّمْنَاهُ الشِّعْرَ وَمَا يَنبَغِي لَهُ.
We have not instructed the Prophet in poetry, nor is it meet for him.
إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ وَقُرْآنٌ مُبِينٌ.
This is no less than as a message and a Qur'an making things clear.
لِيُنذِرَ مَنْ كَانَ حَيًّا وَيَحِقَّ الْقَوْلُ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ.
That it may give admonition to any who are alive, and that the charge may be proved against those who reject truth.
أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُم مِّمَّا عَمِلَتْ أَيْدِينَا أَنْعَامًا فَهُمْ لَهَا مَالِكُونَ.
See they not that it is we who have created for them, among other things, which our hands have fashioned, cattle which are under the dominion.
وَذَلَّلْنَاهَا لَهُمْ فَمِنْهَا رَكُوبُهُمْ وَمِنْهَا يَأْكُلُونَ.
And that we have subjected them to the use. Of them some do carry them, and some they eat.
وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا مَنَافِعُ وَمَشَارِبُ.
And they have other profits from them besides, and they get milk to drink.
أَفَلَا يَشْكُرُونَ.
Will they not then be grateful?
وَاتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ آلِهَةً لَعَلَّهُمْ يُنصَرُونَ.
Yet they take for worship gods other than Allah, hoping that they might be helped.
لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون.
They have not the power to help them, but they will be brought up before our judgment seat as a troop to be condemned.
فلا يحزنك قولهم.
Let not their speech then grieve thee.
إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون.
Verily we know what they hide as well as what they disclose.
أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين.
Doth not man see that it is we who have created him from sperm? Yet behold, he stands forth as an open adversary.
وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم.
And he makes comparisons for us and forgets his own origin and creation. He says, who can give life to dry bones and decompose ones at that?
قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم.
Say, he will give them life who created them for the first time, for he is well versed in every kind of creation.
الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون.
The same who produces for you fire out of the green tree, when behold, ye kindle therewith your own fires.
أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم؟
Is not he who created the heavens and the earth able to create the like thereof?
بلى وهو الخلاق العليم.
Yeah, indeed, for he is the Creator Supreme of skill and knowledge infinite.
إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون.
Verily, when he intends a thing, his command is, be, and it is.
فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون.
So glory to him, in whose hands is the dominion of all things, and to him will ye be all brought back.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
الرحمن
Allah, most gracious.
علم القرآن.
It is He who has taught the Qur'an.
خلق الإنسان.
He has created man.
علمه البيان.
He has taught him speech and intelligence.
الشمس والقمر بحسبان.
The sun and the moon follow courses exactly computed.
والنجم والشجر يسجدان.
And the herbs and the trees both alike bow in adoration.
والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان.
And the firmament that He raised high, and He has set up the balance of justice.
ألا تطغوا في الميزان.
In order that He may not transgress due balance.
وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان.
So establish weight with justice and fall not short in the balance.
والأرض وضعها للأنام.
It is He who has spread out the earth for His creatures.
فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام.
Therein is fruit and date palms, producing spades and closing dates.
والحب ذو العصف والريحان.
Also corn with its leaves and stalk for fodder, and sweet-smelling plants.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار.
He created man from sounding clay, like unto pottery.
وخلق الجان من مارج من نار.
And He created jinns from fire free of smoke.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
رب المشرقين ورب المغربين.
He is the Lord of the two easts and Lord of the two wests.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
مرج البحرين يلتقيان.
He has let free the two bodies of flowing water meeting together.
بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان.
Between them is a barrier which they do not transgress.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان.
Out of them come pearls and coral.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام.
And His are the ships sailing smoothly through the seas, lofty as mountains.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
كل من عليها فان.
All that is on earth will perish.
ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام.
But will abide forever the face of thy Lord, full of majesty, bounty and honor.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
يسأله من في السماوات والأرض.
Of Him seeks its need every creature in the heavens and on earth.
كل يوم هو في شأن.
Every day in new splendor that He shine.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
سنفرغ لكم أيها الثقلان.
Soon shall we settle your affairs of both ye worlds.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا.
O ye assembly of jinns and men, if it be ye can pass beyond the zones of the heavens and the earth, pass ye.
لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان.
Not without authority shall ye be able to pass.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
يرسل عليكما شواظ من نار ونحاس نحاس فلا تنتصران.
On you will be sent, we will once twain, a flame of fire to burn and a smoke to choke. No defense will ye have.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
And which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فإذا انشقت السماء فكانت وردة كالدهان.
When the sky is rent asunder and it becomes red like ointment,
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيومئذ لا يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان.
On that day, no question will be asked of man or jinn as to his sin.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
يعرف المجرمون بسيماهم فيؤخذ بالنواصي والأقدام.
For the sinners will be known by their marks, and they will be seized by their forelocks and their feet.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
هذه جهنم التي يكذب بها المجرمون.
This is the hell which the sinners deny.
يطوفون بينها وبين حميم آن.
In its midst and in the midst of boiling hot water will they wander around.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
ولمن خاف مقام ربه جنتان.
But for such as fear the time when they will stand before the judgment seat of their Lord, there will be two gardens.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
ذواتا أفنان.
Containing all kinds of trees and delights.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيهما عينان تجريان.
In them each will be two springs flowing free.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيهما من كل فاكهة زوجان.
In them will be fruits of every kind, two and two.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
متكئين على فرش بطائنها من استبرق.
They will recline on carpets whose inner linings will be of rich brocade.
وجنى الجنتين دان.
The fruit of the gardens will be near and easy of reach.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيهن قاصرات الطرف لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان.
In them will be maidens chaste, restraining their glances, whom no man or jinn before them has touched.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
كأنهن الياقوت والمرجان.
Like unto rubies and coral.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
هل جزاء الإحسان إلا الإحسان.
Is there any reward for good other than good?
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
ومن دونهما جنتان.
And besides these two, there are two other gardens.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
مدهامتان.
Dark green in color from plentiful watering.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيهما عينان نضاختان.
In them each will be two springs pouring forth water in continuous abundance.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيهما فاكهة ونخل ورمان.
In them will be fruits and dates and pomegranates.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
فيهن خيرات حسان.
In them will be fair companions, good, beautiful.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
حور مقصورات في الخيام.
Companions restrained as to their glances in goodly pavilions.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان
Whom no man or jinn before them has touched.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then, which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
متكئين على رفرف خضر وعبقري حسان
Reclining on green cushions and rich carpets of beauty.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny?
تبارك اسم ربك ذي الجلال والإكرام
Blessed be the name of thy Lord, full of majesty, bounty, and honor.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير
Blessed be he in whose hands is dominion, and he over all things hath power.
الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا
He who created death and life, that he may try which of you is best indeed.
وهو العزيز الغفور
And he is the exalted in might, oft forgiving.
الذي خلق سبع سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت
He who created the seven heavens, one above another, no want of proportion will thou see in the creation of Allah most gracious.
ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور
No want of proportion will thou see in the creation of Allah most gracious. So turn thy vision again. Seest thou any flaw?
ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير
Again, turn thy vision a second time. Thy vision will come back to thee dull and discomfited, in a state worn out.
ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين
And we have from of old adorned the lowest heaven with lamps, and we have made such lamps as missiles to drive away the evil ones.
وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير
And we have made such lamps as missiles to drive away the evil ones, and have prepared for them the penalty of the blazing fire.
وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير
For those who reject their Lord and cherisher is the penalty of hell, and evil is such destination.
إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور
When they are cast therein, they will hear the terrible drawing in of its breath, even as it blazes forth.
تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها.
Almost bursting with fury. Every time a group is cast therein, its keepers will ask,
كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير.
every time a group is cast therein, its keepers will ask, did no warner come to you?
قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير.
They will say, yes indeed, a warner did come to us, but we rejected him and said, Allah never sent down any message. Ye are in nothing but an egregious delusion.
وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير.
They will further say, had we but listened or used our intelligence, we should not now be among the companions of the blazing fire.
فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير.
They will then confess their sins, but far will be forgiveness from the companions of the blazing fire.
إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير.
As for those who fear the Lord unseen, for them is forgiveness and a great reward.
وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور.
And whether ye hide your word or publish it, he certainly has full knowledge of the secrets of all hearts.
ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير.
Should he not know? He that created, and he is the one that understands the finest mysteries and is well acquainted with them.
هو الذي جعل لكم الأرض ذلولا فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه.
It is he who has made the earth manageable for you. So traverse ye through its tracts and enjoy of the sustenance which he furnishes.
وكلوا من رزقه وإليه النشور.
And enjoy of the sustenance which he furnishes, but unto him is the resurrection.
أأمنتم من في السماء أن يخسف بكم الأرض فإذا هي تمور.
Do ye feel secure that he who is in heaven will not cause you to be swallowed up by the earth when it shakes as in an earthquake?
أم أمنتم من في السماء أن يرسل عليكم حاصبا فستعلمون كيف نذير.
Or do ye feel secure that he who is in the heaven will not send against you a violent tornado with showers of stones, so that ye shall know how terrible was my warning?
ولقد كذب الذين من قبلهم فكيف كان نكير.
But indeed, men before them rejected my warning. Then how terrible was my rejection of them.
أولم يروا إلى الطير فوقهم صافات ويقبضن
Do they not observe the birds above them, spreading their wings and folding them in?
ما يمسكهن إلا الرحمن
None can uphold them except Allah most gracious.
إنه بكل شيء بصير.
Truly, it is He that watches over all things.
أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي هُوَ جُندٌ لَّكُمْ يَنصُرُكُم مِّن دُونِ الرَّحْمَٰنِ
Nay, who is there that can help you, even as an army, besides Allah most merciful?
إِنِ الْكَافِرُونَ إِلَّا فِي غُرُورٍ.
In nothing but delusion are the unbelievers.
أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي يَرْزُقُكُمْ إِنْ أَمْسَكَ رِزْقَهُ
Or who is there that can provide you with sustenance, if He were to withhold His provision?
بل لجوا في عتو ونفور.
Nay, they obstinately persist in insolent impiety and flight from the truth.
أفمن يمشي مكبا على وجهه أهدى أمن يمشي سويا.
Is than one who walks headlong with his face groveling, better guided, or one who walks evenly?
أَمَّن يَمْشِي سَوِيًّا عَلَى صِرَاطٍ مُّسْتَقِيمٍ.
Or one who walks evenly on a straight way?
قُلْ هُوَ الَّذِي أَنشَأَكُمْ وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ قَلِيلًا مَّا تَشْكُرُونَ.
Say, it is He who has created you and made you grow and made for you the faculties of hearing, seeing, feeling and understanding. Little thanks it is ye give.
قُلْ هُوَ الَّذِي ذَرَأَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَإِلَيْهِ تُحْشَرُونَ.
Say, it is He who has multiplied you through the earth, and to Him shall ye be gathered together.
وَيَقُولُونَ مَتَى هَذَا الْوَعْدُ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ.
They ask, when will this promise be fulfilled? If ye are telling the truth.
قُلْ إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ عِندَ اللَّهِ وَإِنَّمَا أَنَا نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ.
Say, as to the knowledge of the time, it is with Allah alone. I am sent only to warn plainly in public.
فَلَمَّا رَأَوْهُ زُلْفَةً سِيئَتْ وُجُوهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَقِيلَ هَذَا الَّذِي كُنتُم بِهِ تَدَّعُونَ.
At length, when they see it close at hand, grieved will be the faces of the unbelievers, and it will be said to them, this is the promise fulfilled which ye were calling for.
قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَهْلَكَنِيَ اللَّهُ وَمَن مَّعِيَ أَوْ رَحِمَنَا فَمَن يُجِيرُ الْكَافِرِينَ.
Say, see, if Allah were to destroy me and those with me, or if He bestows His mercy on us, yet who can deliver the unbelievers?
فَمَن يُجِيرُ الْكَافِرِينَ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ.
Yet who can deliver the unbelievers from a grievous penalty?
قل هو الرحمن آمنا به وعليه توكلنا فستعلمون من هو في ضلال مبين.
Say, He is Allah most gracious. We have believed in Him, and on Him have we put our trust. So soon will ye know which of us it is that is in manifest error.
قل أرأيتم إن أصبح ماؤكم غورا فمن يأتيكم بماء معين.
Say, see ye, if your stream be some morning lost in the underground earth, who then can supply you with clear flowing water?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
والضحى
By the glorious morning light,
والليل إذا سجى
and by the night when it is still,
ما ودعك ربك وما قلى.
thy guardian Lord hath not forsaken thee, nor is he displeased.
وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى.
And verily the hereafter will be better for thee than the present.
ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى.
And soon will thy guardian Lord give thee that wherewith thou shalt be well pleased.
ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى.
Did he not find thee an orphan and give thee shelter and care?
ووجدك ضالا فهدى.
And he found thee wandering and he gave thee guidance.
ووجدك عائلا فأغنى.
And he found thee in need and made thee independent.
فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر.
Therefore, treat not the orphan with harshness.
وأما السائل فلا تنهر.
Nor repulse the petitioner unheard.
وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث.
At the bounty of thy Lord, rehearse and proclaim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
ألم نشرح لك صدرك.
Have we not expanded thee thy breast?
ووضعنا عنك وزرك.
And remove from thee thy burden?
الذي أنقض ظهرك.
The which did gall thy back?
ورفعنا لك ذكرك.
And raised high the esteem in which thou art held?
فإن مع العسر يسرا.
So verily, with every difficulty there is relief.
إن مع العسر يسرا.
Verily, with every difficulty there is relief.
فإذا فرغت فانصب.
Therefore, when thou art free from thine immediate task, still labor hard.
وإلى ربك فارغب.
And to thy Lord turn all thy attention.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
والتين والزيتون.
By the fig and the olive,
وطور سينين.
and the mount of Sinai,
وهذا البلد الأمين
And this city of security,
لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم
we have indeed created man in the best of molds.
ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين
Then do we abase him to be the lowest of the low.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون
Except such as believe and do righteous deeds, for they shall have a reward unfailing.
فما يكذبك بعد بالدين
Then what can after this contradict thee as to the judgment to come?
أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين
Is not Allah the wisest of judges?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق
Proclaim or read in the name of thy Lord and Cherisher who created.
خلق الإنسان من علق
Created man out of a mere clot of congealed blood.
اقرأ وربك الأكرم
Proclaim, and thy Lord is most bountiful.
الذي علم بالقلم
He who taught the use of the pen.
علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم
Taught man that which he knew not.
كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى
Nay, but man that transgress all bounds,
أن رآه استغنى
in that he looketh upon himself as self-sufficient.
إن إلى ربك الرجعى
Verily, to thy Lord is the return of all.
أرأيت الذي ينهى
Seest thou one who forbids
عبدا إذا صلى
a watery when he turns to pray?
أرأيت إن كان على الهدى
Seest thou if he is on the road of guidance,
أو أمر بالتقوى
or enjoins righteousness?
أرأيت إن كذب وتولى
Seest thou if he denies truth and turns away?
ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى
Knoweth he not that Allah that see?
كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية
Let him beware. If he desist not, we will drag him by the forelock.
ناصية كاذبة خاطئة
A lying sinful forelock.
فليدع ناديه
Then let him call for help to his council of comrades.
سندع الزبانية
We will call on the angels of punishment to deal with him.
كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب
Nay, heed him not, but bow down in adoration and bring thyself the closer to Allah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر
We have indeed revealed this message in the night of power.
وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر
And what will explain to thee what the night of power is?
ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر
The night of power is better than 1,000 months.
تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر.
Therein come down the angels and the spirit by Allah's permission on every errand.
سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر.
Peace. This until the rise of morn.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
لم يكن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين منفكين حتى تأتيهم البينة.
Those who reject truth among the people of the book and among the polytheists were not going to depart from their ways until there should come to them clear evidence.
رسول من الله يتلو صحفا مطهرة.
A messenger from Allah rehearsing scriptures kept pure and holy.
فيها كتب قيمة.
Wherein are laws or decrees right and straight.
وما تفرق الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءتهم البينة.
Nor did the people of the book make schisms until after there came to them clear evidence.
وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة.
And they have been commanded no more than this, to worship Allah, offering Him sincere devotion, being true in faith, to establish regular prayer, and to practice regular charity.
وذلك دين القيمة.
And that is the religion, right and straight.
إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها.
Those who reject truth among the people of the book and among the polytheists will be in hellfire to dwell therein for aye.
أولئك هم شر البرية.
They are the worst of creatures.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية.
Those who have faith and do righteous deeds, they are the best of creatures.
جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا.
The reward is with Allah. Gardens of eternity, beneath which rivers flow, they will dwell therein forever.
خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه.
They will dwell therein forever. Allah well pleased with them and they with Him.
ذلك لمن خشي ربه.
All this for such as fear their Lord and cherisher.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها.
When the earth is shaken to its utmost convulsion,
وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها.
and the earth throws up its burden from within,
وقال الإنسان ما لها.
and man cries distressed, What is the matter with it?
يومئذ تحدث أخبارها
On that day will it declare its tidings.
بأن ربك أوحى لها
For that thy Lord will have given it inspiration.
يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم
On that day will men proceed in companies sorted out to be shown the deeds that they had done.
فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره
Then shall anyone who has done an atom's weight of good see it.
ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره
And anyone who has done an atom's weight of evil shall see it.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
والعاديات ضبحا
By the steeds that run with panting breath
فالموريات قدحا
and strike sparks of fire
فالمغيرات صبحا
and push home the charge in the morning
فأثرن به نقعا
and raise the dust in clouds the while
فوسطن به جمعا
and penetrate forthwith into the midst of the foe en masse.
إن الإنسان لربه لكنود
Truly man is to his Lord ungrateful.
وإنه على ذلك لشهيد
And to that fact he bears witness by his deeds.
وإنه لحب الخير لشديد
And violent is he in his love of wealth.
أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور
Does he not know when that which is in the graves is scattered abroad
وحصل ما في الصدور
and that which is locked up in human breasts is made manifest?
إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير
That the Lord had been well acquainted with them even to that day.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
القارعة
The day of noise and clamor.
ما القارعة
What is the day of noise and clamor?
وما أدراك ما القارعة
And what will explain to thee what the day of noise and clamor is?
يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث
It is a day whereon men will be like moths scattered about.
وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش
And the mountains will be like carded wool.
فأما من ثقلت موازينه
Then he whose balance of good deeds will be found heavy
فهو في عيشة راضية
will be in a life of good pleasure and satisfaction.
وأما من خفت موازينه
But he whose balance of good deeds will be found light
فأمه هاوية
will have his home in a bottomless pit.
وما أدراك ما هي
And what will explain to thee what this is?
نار حامية
It is a fire blazing fiercely.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
ألهاكم التكاثر.
The mutual rivalry of piling up the good things of this world diverts you from the more serious things.
حتى زرتم المقابر.
Until ye visit the graves.
كلا سوف تعلمون.
But nay, ye soon shall know the reality.
ثم كلا سوف تعلمون.
Again, ye soon shall know.
كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين.
Nay, were ye to know with certainty of mind, ye would beware.
لترون الجحيم.
Ye shall certainly see hellfire.
ثم لترونها عين اليقين.
Again, ye shall see it with certainty of sight.
ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم.
Then shall ye be questioned that day about the joy ye indulged in.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
والعصر.
By the token of time through the ages.
إن الإنسان لفي خسر.
Verily, man is in loss.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
Except such as have faith and do righteous deeds and join together in the mutual teaching of truth and of patience and constancy.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
ويل لكل همزة لمزة.
Woe to every kind of scandalmonger and backbiter,
الذي جمع مالا وعدده.
who pileth up wealth and layeth it by,
يحسب أن ماله أخلده.
thinking that his wealth would make him last forever.
كلا لينبذن في الحطمة.
By no means. He will be sure to be thrown into that which breaks to pieces.
وما أدراك ما الحطمة.
And what will explain to thee that which breaks to pieces?
نار الله الموقدة.
It is the fire of the wrath of Allah, kindled to a blaze,
التي تطلع على الأفئدة.
the which that mount right to the hearts.
إنها عليهم مؤصدة.
It shall be made into a vault over them,
في عمد ممددة.
in columns outstretched.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل.
Seest thou not how thy Lord dealt with the companions of the elephant?
ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل.
Did he not make their treacherous plan go astray?
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
And he sent against them flights of birds,
ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل
striking them with stones of baked clay.
فجعلهم كعصف مأكول.
Then did he make them like an empty field of stalks and straw, of which the corn had been eaten up.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
لإيلاف قريش
For the covenants of security and safeguard enjoyed by the Quraysh,
إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف
their covenants covering journeys by winter and summer,
فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت
let them adore the Lord of this house,
الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف.
who provide them with food against hunger and with security against fear of danger.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
Seest thou one who denies the judgment to come?
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
Then such is the man who repulses the orphan with harshness
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
and encourages not the feeding of the indigent.
فويل للمصلين
So woe to the worshipper
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
who are neglect their prayers,
الذين هم يراءون
those who want but to be seen of men,
ويمنعون الماعون.
but refuse to supply even neighborly needs.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
إنا أعطيناك الكوثر
To thee have we granted the fount of abundance.
فصل لربك وانحر.
Therefore, to thy Lord turn in prayer and sacrifice.
إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
For he who hated thee, he will be cut off from future hope.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
قل يا أيها الكافرون
Say, O ye that reject faith,
لا أعبد ما تعبدون
I worship not that which ye worship,
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد
nor will ye worship that which I worship,
ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم
and I will not worship that which ye have been wont to worship,
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد
nor will ye worship that which I worship.
لكم دينكم ولي دين.
To you be your way, and to me mine.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح
When comes the help of Allah and victory,
ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا
and thou dost see the people enter Allah's religion in crowds,
فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره
celebrate the praises of thy Lord and pray for His forgiveness,
إنه كان توابا
for He is oft returning in grace and mercy.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب
Perish the hands of the father of flame, perish he.
ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب
No profit to him from all his wealth and all his gains.
سيصلى نارا ذات لهب
Burnt soon will he be in a fire of blazing flame.
وامرأته حمالة الحطب
His wife shall carry the crackling wood as fuel.
في جيدها حبل من مسد
A twisted rope of palm leaf fiber round her own neck.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
قل هو الله أحد
Say, He is Allah, the one and only.
الله الصمد
Allah, the eternal absolute.
لم يلد ولم يولد
He begetteth not, nor is he begotten.
ولم يكن له كفوا أحد
And there is none like unto him.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق
Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the dawn,
من شر ما خلق
from the mischief of created things,
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب
from the mischief of darkness as it overspreads,
ومن شر النفاثات في العقد
from the mischief of those who practice secret arts,
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد
and from the mischief of the envious one as he practices envy.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
قل أعوذ برب الناس
Say, I seek refuge with the Lord and cherisher of mankind,
ملك الناس
the king or ruler of mankind,
إله الناس
the God or judge of mankind,
من شر الوسواس الخناس
from the mischief of the whisperer of evil who withdraws after his whisper,
الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس
the same who whispers into the hearts of mankind,
من الجنة والناس
among jinns and among